Quitting social media to focus on your mental health doesn't actually provide the solution, because those behaviors are within yourself. It just merely avoids one of the things that are triggering it. You saying that I'm going off Instagram for some time, I'm going off YouTube for some time, I'm going off Snapchat for some time, I'll be back when I feel better and healthy. You're still going to find that content. Even worse, you scrolling through social media 24/7 has nothing to do with that social media platform. The same platform that you're telling people to leave, the same platform that you're telling people to quit, is the same platform that you're using to send your message on period. Somebody else is making another platform that can be better than TikTok, better than YouTube, better than Instagram. So those platforms are always going to exist. Because quitting social media, saying I'm leaving social media, I'm going, I'm done, I'll be back soon, I've had enough, I've had this and that. There is something more deeply rooted than actually it being social media. You're so bored that every single time you have nothing to do other than touch your phone and go on Instagram and go on YouTube and go on period. Okay, I'm gonna give you a moment to write down in the comments, to bash me, to say everything that you want to say on the universe. When you are done, let me know, and we sure will talk. Are you done? You ready to hear me out? Let's get started. This video is going to be so controversial, but disclaimer, everything I talk about is from my own research, my own experiences, and what I actually think. It may not be right to you, but this is my experience. Why quitting social media is not the solution to mental health or mental problems on period. I'm gonna start off by saying that from what I have seen, from what I have watched and what I've listened to, I'm not someone that suffers from mental health or mental experiences or any illness. But my experience on social media is somehow very similar to so many people. It's somehow very similar to you and me. Endless scrolling, looking through here and there. And the fact that I am a creator and I create on every platform that I can create, I am prone to all those feelings that you may have when you get on social media. But mental health and social media, there is a very big gap that needs to be addressed. Because the idea that you have to quit social media to help you with your mental health or your mental illness is a little bit complex, presents a lot of challenges that so many people don't fully address. Because quitting social media is not one size fits all remedy. It is something that is pushed out so many times, but to be honest with you, it is not the problem. Firstly, let's address this. Social media in itself serves as a crucial tool for maintaining connections with the digital age, and quitting these platforms sometimes can lead to a feeling of isolation. As many social interactions that you make, maybe the ones that you have over online. Because in this world where we live with people in different geographical areas and places and stuff like that, online and social media is a way that we can kind of create and connect with each other and still stay relevant. Because to be honest with you, I go on social media and I scroll through social media. I keep checking how many people have followed me. I keep checking how many people like my comment. I keep checking like every single time, have I become relevant? Have I gone viral? Has something worked out? But in actual sense, it is something even when I'm not in my phone, I still have a sense of. Sometimes I have gone off social media. I've said to myself, I'm going off social media for a month and I'll be back later, just to work on my mental health. But I kid you not, the moment I turn my phone back on and I get into the rat race of being on social media, it kicks back in again. So if quitting social media is the solution to actual mental health, then why is it I still have the same feeling? Let's get this straight. Social media in itself has made things worse for people, has made things worse for teenagers. People have lost their lives. People have done things. A lot of, graphic things have happened on social media and still do happen that cause, people to take drastic changes or have actually happened to people. Let's not get that wrong and let's set that record straight. I have seen people, or I have experienced it myself, the first time you actually quit social media and you come back on it actually feels amazing. You feel refreshed. But the time you do it the second, the third, and the fourth time, then it's actually ineffective. You quitting social media to focus on your mental health doesn't actually provide the solution to what is actually going on with you. It could somehow, one way or another, just a tiny bit help to ease up, those kind of situations and those kind of feelings. but it's not actually the main solution. Otherwise, in some way or another, if you use social media correctly or in the right way, it can help you, study more and understand about what you're feeling and what you're going through. The real reason as to why I was leaving social media was not the fact that I needed to get my mental health in order. Maybe a small part of it was that. The biggest part of it was the fact that I was trying to look for attention. I was trying to compare myself. I was being mad at myself about something someone had told me, a party someone went to and I didn't get invited, a like I didn't get, the share I didn't get, the comment I didn't get, the validation I didn't get. But my main reason as to why I would leave was because I was just being so overly dramatic about the results and the expectations that I wanted to get. Because one of the major things as to why people are so attached with social media is the fear of missing out, FOMO. But if you think about it deeply, it is more of a psychological thing that is enhanced by social media. But you quitting social media not completely take away this fear. The essence of FOMO is deep-rooted within comparison of one's life to the highlighted reels of somebody else. You have to address FOMO in this kind of way. It requires cultivating a mindset, contentment, and self-awareness which individuals can work on. Because FOMO, it can either be online and it can be offline as well. It's not something that is primarily because of social media. It's also something that can happen, primarily off social media as well. Because the relationship between social media and your mental health is influenced by content consumed and the way in which these platforms are used. For example, mindless scrolling through social media, through Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Pinterest, all these kind of platforms are only trying to draw your attention in. And obviously the exposure to negative content can contribute to potential mental health issues. Let's get that straight. However, you deciding to quit social media does not address your underlying behaviors, because those behaviors are within yourself. It just merely avoids one of the things that are triggering it. Rather than setting up, healthy boundaries, ways in which you can mindfully scroll, usage habits, creating a way in which you can kind of avoid and make sure that your life offline is very occupied and very much more interesting than the life online. There is a friend of mine that every single time she went off social media, she came back off and she's like, I was just taking a time and a rest off for my mental health. She'll come back a month later, then she'll go off again. It just becomes a cycle. It's now just a habit that I'm going to leave social media to work on my mental health. It's not actually a joke. It's not actually something that you can just go on and off. It's creating healthy boundaries, setting, those ways in which you can use and consume, the social media. You saying that I'm going off Instagram for some time, I'm going off YouTube for some time, I'm going off Snapchat for some time, I'll be back when I feel better and healthy. You're still going to find that content. Even worse, online, people are still consuming that content, because let's be honest, they have talked to Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, if I'm pronouncing it properly, they have talked to Adam Zuri, everybody. It is still ongoing battle on trying to filter out, censor out content online. It is still ongoing. Until that actually happens, we have to kind of sort of face the content that we're consuming every day. We kind of have to face it and filter it out in every single way we can. So it is very important that you create healthy boundaries. You set boundaries in which you can consume that content online, because you quitting social media for 1 year and coming back again and consuming and quitting it again is not the solution. Is not actually the solution that is going to help you. Okay, it could help you for a little bit, because to be honest with you, there are times when I could scroll and I'm just like, I'm so tired of seeing wedding after wedding and I'm still not getting married. Child after child, I'm still not having a child. House after house, I'm still not having a house. What is wrong with me? But guess what? At work, my colleagues, someone next to me is buying a new house. My colleague is telling me they're going here, they're going here. So it's like an online business offline. But you have to create those healthy boundaries in which you can consume that, because the feeling of comparison is both online and on offline. It's just something that is psychological, that predates social media and all that. Quitting social media does not eradicate your tendency to compare yourself. You still compare yourself whether you're scrolling on social media. You still compare yourself. You still find a way to look at something else, somebody else, another thing that you're going to compare yourself to. It is inner work. It is work within yourself that you have to try and fight that comparison spirit, because comparison is within you. You have to look inwardly within yourself and try to eliminate it. Social media has made it worse. Before social media came, there were still people comparing themselves. There were still people, going out for each other, even before it existed. Other than quitting social media, work more on building your self-esteem, addressing a healthy sense of identity, addressing these underlying issues regardless of their online presence. Because social media in itself, you can't just quit it in a way, because social media also provides some self-expression, creativity, sharing personal accomplishments, and for so many people it's a way to, show their talents, their achievements, creative ways. So someone is innocently sharing their life, is innocently sharing what they want, is innocently sometimes it's malicious, let's not get that wrong, but in that you're finding ways in which you can sort of fight and compare and consume and do this and that. You scrolling through social media 24/7 has nothing to do with that social media platform. It has something, of course, there is always attention span, marketing and pulling you in, but look at your own life offline. You have so much time, you're so bored that every single time you have nothing to do other than touch your phone and go on Instagram and go on YouTube and go on Snapchat and go on TikTok and do all those kind of things. Your own life offline is so unbusy that you end up going on social media, and that in itself affects your mental health, and that in itself affects your comparison. You have to try and make yourself busy. Go to the gym, read something, meet up friends, go for a walk, do something. Make sure that your life offline is a little bit busy, that your time that you take to consume social media is very limited. In that way, you can try and work on your mental health, because let's be honest, we are not going to eliminate phones, we're not going to eliminate social media. It's always going to be there. It's going to be there, but you have to create mechanisms in which it can help and serve you. It's not going to be the ultimate solution to your mental health issues. It's going to either make you feel worse, or for some people it works out for them. Honestly, it does work out for them. There are people who consume social media and nothing happens to them. Sometimes it goes down to someone's personality, individual differences. Some people thrive on social media, finding it a positive outlet for self-expression, while others struggle with its potential negative effects. Recognizing and understanding these individual differences is very crucial in developing, personalized strategies to help you manage social media. The thing that I really don't appreciate the most is that a lot of gurus, a lot of self-help people, a lot of people that talk about mental health, they use social media to put their point across. They always express themselves, say subscribe, comment, share, like, all these kind of things. The same platform that you're telling people to leave, the same platform that you're telling people to quit, it's the same platform that you're using to send your message, your creative ideas, and make sure that people follow you, make sure that people get to your message, you get your numbers up. There's so many that I watch that actually do that, but the actual truth is that you neglect to tell people that set healthy boundaries in which you can consume social media. Do something similar to me, that you make social media work for you, but you're telling people how you can be this, how you can be that, how you can do this. In all, you're saying social media is toxic. You're coming online and you're talking about how social media is toxic, how social media is horrible. That same social media that you're talking about, that same platform, you are actually using it to spread the message. You're asking people to follow your podcast, share your YouTube video, follow your Instagram, do all those kind of things. So is social media actually bad? Or is it good in some way and serves in that way? Teach people how to set healthy boundaries to consume social media so it can become a healthy place for them in which they can thrive. On period. In absolute conclusion, looking at social media and mental health there is always that gray area that needs to be sort of addressed. But with that being said, we cannot neglect the fact that social media is a horrible place. Yes, it is. But we know anytime soon, social media is not going to go away. It's not going to go away the next 5 years or the next 6 years. It's evolving. Somebody else is making another platform that can be better than TikTok, better than YouTube, better than Instagram. So those platforms are always going to exist, you know. So we have established that social media can ignite mental health. Now we have to find a way how we can consume healthily on these social media platforms in order to help our mental health. Because quitting social media, saying I'm leaving social media, I'm going, I'm done, I'll be back soon, I've had enough, I've had this and that, there is something more deeply rooted than actually it being social media. Okay, I have said what I have said gracefully. Just have to be intentional and have an intentional approach in how you consume the social media and how you let things come into, you know, your life and social media. You know, I have seen people that have made videos that have said, I quit social media for 6 years, I quit social media for 4 years, I quit social media for 6 years, but you've come back on social media to share your video. That is something that sometimes I don't really understand. And then you're like, follow me, comment, subscribe. That follow, comment, subscribe, you know, like my picture in itself is a form of causing mental health in one way or another. But make it healthy. Make it healthy by saying, by following here, you're going to consume content that can take you off your daily, you know, whatever it is, to help you and, you know, thrive and all that kind of thing. But anyways, I've said what I said, and that is only for my personal experience and what I have read about or researched about and also heard from friends. If you're thinking about quitting social media, ask yourself the real reason as to why you're going to quit social media. If you just need a break to kind of rethink yourself, reevaluate yourself and come back, fair enough. But if you're thinking that it's going to help your mental health and it's going to help you, you know, mentally get back to stability, you're absolutely lying to yourself, and you have to check yourself on that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Do not forget to do 3 things: like, comment and subscribe. Let's have that conversation down below, because I think I have turned a lot of heads and made people think a lot about this, but it's the honest truth. My truth may not be your truth, but it's my truth. Okay, anyways, love you all. Bye bye.